Thank you all for tuning in. This is As Deep as It Gets, and I'm your host, Dean Pasztor. Go deep! Ready?
Yeah.
Hey everybody, Dean here, sitting here with Chris Murphy. Pleasure to have you on today, man. I appreciate you being here. How about you tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what you do and why you're here?
Okay. Obviously, name's Chris. As far as like work.
Well, yeah. What do you do for work? Just give yourself a little introduction.
So, as for work, I do sheet metal work. So
You like it?
yeah, it's all right. Bending metal, drilling holes, stuff. It's just everyday things. I'm a little bit of a history buff, and I like to have good conversations.
Well, I appreciate that, man. You're a big fan of the podcast. So what about the content resonates with you and keeps you coming back? Because I definitely know I appreciate having your support, and it seriously means a lot to me. Everyone who has reached out and supported me on this journey that I've been on since I've started it literally means the world to me. And I love nothing more than coming here and hanging out with you and getting to know what you like about the podcast and what you see that makes you want to come on here and talk.
Really the openness of everybody that's been on so far. I mean, you kind of you get everybody to say, their stories and bring out the good stories and everything in everybody. But then at the same time, it's nice to see somebody from my childhood trying to do something like this. And I'm going to try to support that any way I can.
Well, I appreciate you, man. And I know that's right. And I want to support you back as well. And I know you have your video game streaming and stuff. Talk to me a little bit more about that. And it's Limpie TV, right?
Yeah.
Or is it Limpie TTV?
It's Limpie TV.
Just scoot up just a little bit so you can get the mic.
Limpie TV. It's I don't know. I've always watched video game streamers growing up, and I've always gamed.
Yeah, me too. I was a big gamer. I've since recently sort of taken a break to get like this sort of on the road, but I think I might be coming back. I mean, Call of Duty with their anti-cheat had all kinds of problems, and it was
still got problems.
Yeah, and so I haven't been back on there. But it's definitely something I've been thinking about and I've been missing a little bit.
Yeah.
But I have checked out some of your content and so like what really brought you to do that? I mean, I think, and it seems you've been doing that longer than I've been doing this. So you've sort of been putting yourself out there in a way. And I admire that because that was something I've always wanted to do. And I even tried to make YouTube videos. I never streamed a couple of times, but never promoted or got into it seriously. But
see, I was the opposite way. Like the streaming for me is kind of like easier in a sense because I don't have to watch it, if that makes sense. Because like I don't like to hear my own voice sometimes. Mm-hmm. And like it's just the awkwardness of watching my own video. That's why I've never made YouTube videos. But with streaming, I can just click a button and play my game how I was playing my game before. I mean, obviously try not to be too vulgar or anything, but it just made it a lot easier for me not having to actually hear or look at myself while I'm doing it.
Well, I don't think you should feel too bad about that, man. I know you said you had a little bit of a friend you wanted to start a podcast with. You told me that when you wanted to come in. So I wouldn't think but I understand that it puts you in a less vulnerable position, and I want to be completely transparent with you. I actually don't like the sound of my voice on recording very much either. So I think that's a sort of a universal thing, but I think once you just get over it, the one thing that made me want to keep going with the podcast was the support and things lined up to where, mentoring Jaden helped me because he just knew everything, OBS and things I didn't know.
Yeah.
So that really helped me get, on the right foot with learning some of that stuff and then watching him kind of guide me through the things. Right. That was, that's how I learned even now how to edit the videos was just like staring at him, seeing that, okay, I dragged this here, I do this. He does. Yeah. So, but the whole thing is great. So what got you into gaming? Like just being a kid like me. Yeah. I mean, I was a big gamer too.
I mean, I can pretty much remember like when the first time I ever played video games, my dad went out and he bought a PlayStation 1 and he brought it home and he thought it was the coolest thing in the world. and he let me play it. And ever since then, it's just been skyrocketing.
Yeah, I mean, gaming's
stopped.
really cool. I definitely will probably be making a comeback to. We'll have to play some, making a comeback to gaming with GTA 6.
Oh yeah,
That's
it's gonna be good.
yeah, that's gonna be real fun, and it might. I heard all kinds of crazy things about that game that they might be like trying to implement cryptocurrency into the game, like real life cryptocurrency,
Actual stocks and stuff inside the game.
Yes.
It's insane.
Yeah, real in time purchases within the game. I think, and all that's coming quick.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
too quick.
Yeah, and too quick for comfort, and that's. I mean, where we're headed through, it's hard to even know where we're headed technologically with how fast AI is moving, and then like GTA 6, we think it's coming out. GTA 5 lasted about 10 years.
Yeah, 10, 12, something like that.
Well, think about this. Let's say GTA 6 adds another 10. Okay, good chance.
Yeah.
Because they'll have the in-app purchases. They'll keep making it good. They support their game well. So GTA 7 will probably be in the game.
We might be in.
No, legitimately, we'll probably at that point the AI will have GTA 7. We're looking at GTA 6 release. GTA 7, we're gonna be in.
Yeah.
It might be like 2.0.
Well, they're already implementing things like with like VRs and stuff. You can get they're like vests basically.
Haptic feedback vests.
Yeah, and you can feel the pain and everything else from like your character. Like,
I actually did do that Sandbox. Have you heard of that?
I've heard of it. I've never actually
never done it.
Yeah.
Well, if you ever decide you want to do it, I'll do it with you. There's one up in Dublin, Dublin, Ohio, like right close to where I live.
Yeah.
I have a couple friends who would do it with us too. That's who I did it with. Guys from the FedEx office, and they're good guys, but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd definitely be into it. It was, you put on the vest and everything. It was a really neat experience.
I feel like that would be something I would definitely.
Yeah, you would definitely be into it for sure, 100%. So if you ever would want to do that, there's one like 5 minutes from my house. I only did it once, but they are really cool. You could have you on again, come up for the day, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So what I was gonna get into next was like, so I know you've sort of been. You said you were a big fan of the Robbie podcast with Robbie, and you've been on a little bit of a sobriety journey too. So how about you talk about that a little bit if you want to?
Yeah, for sure.
I'll let you share your truth however you like, but
I won't get into details of like what it was and everything else, but I had a big opiate problem, and that was probably one of the hardest things I've ever had to get through, whatever, and I can honestly say if it wasn't for my wife and my kids, I probably wouldn't be here, because it was bad. And, I mean, there was points people finding me just passed out. There was an incident where I was on the side of the highway one time. All 4 of my doors of my car were open. I was just laying in the grass. Like, what was I doing? It was a crazy point in my life, and you don't see a lot of people come back from that point.
Absolutely not.
It's been a struggle.
I'm proud of you, and I'm happy, and I know that's a lifelong battle, man. Because and I know that myself. I never was deep in the weeds. I mean, wasn't ever like super deep in the weeds, but just pill addiction and just painkillers in general. I found myself down some rabbit holes where I was really stuck, and I had to move away from here. It was actually a silent battle. Like I never even told anyone.
Right.
I moved to Columbus the first time and sort of like left my relationship, and it was bad because I was battling, dealing with struggles with pills around here, and it's definitely an epidemic, and I'm really proud of you and happy that you got off of it, and I want nothing more than you to stay off of it. And also, happy birthday, by the way.
Oh, thanks.
I forgot to say that. That's how I should have opened it, but 32, man.
Yeah.
And we all have these like battles in our lives, like it's an everyday struggle, and you should be proud of yourself for facing it head on. And I know it takes courage to even talk about it and tell people, but just keep winning that battle every day for your family. And
100%. Like I said, they're the only reason I even try. You know what I mean? 3 girls, and they do nothing but look up to me. So I have to.
Yeah,
you know what I mean,
you got to be the best you can be for them, and that,
exactly.
and that being and that's something, Patrick would be really proud of you in the sense, you were really close with him. His mom babysat you growing up, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And so you guys sort of had a different dynamic to your relationship, that I really never had with Patrick, because Patrick's mom never babysat me. So it was different, but you got to see him in the young years and formulate that relationship with him. And
I think I was 2 or 3 when I started going up there.
Yeah,
he was like an older brother. I didn't really. The 2 older brothers, I never really seen them much, but well, Ryan a little bit, but Patrick was there all the time, and we played. Wiffle ball out back. Sega. I could name all kinds of things we played. And it was.
He said as much to me. I actually have a picture of you guys, and I don't know if you have of you and Patrick, that I was going to give you on my phone. I was going to send it to you.
Okay.
I think I might have took it. It's in my iPhone photos.
Yeah,
at the pub.
Yeah, don't have it.
Yeah, I'll make sure you definitely get that. But so this podcast was obviously, I wouldn't say it was somewhat inspired by Patrick. It's something I always wanted to do, but in Patrick's passing, it really gave me the courage to go chase it, realizing how finite this life is and how many
short it is.
How short it is, and how it could be taken from you at any minute. So you just have to live it to the fullest and try to be the best person you can be while you're doing it.
100% agree.
So that's kind of been the takeoff point for the podcast, essentially. Something I've always wanted to do, sort of got propelled into it that way, which is tragic that's how it happened. But
but it gave you the spark. It does suck how it happened, but at the end of the day,
one of the biggest things I think that bothered me about the whole thing, and obviously many things bother me about it, and this might be selfish a little bit, but it was just, I was in 75 hard, and I had quit drinking, and I had been drinking since I was 15, earlier, maybe 14, but consistently from the time I was 16, 17, like really, like maybe every weekend,
right.
Unless I was locked up for drinking.
Mm-hmm.
And I might have missed a weekend because I was already in trouble I was in DUI camping. Yeah, you know what I mean? So the only way I wasn't drinking is if I was in trouble for drinking.
Right.
So I had stopped all that, and I remember, just talking to Patrick and telling him all that, and just our last conversation, obviously on the phone, and just telling him how I was just gonna go get it, and I was changing my life. I had quit drinking, and he was asking me so many questions, and I was just like, dude, Patrick, he's like, I'm just trying to become the best me, and he's like, great. He's like, I'm trying to become the best me too. He's like, I quit biting my nails. I have done all this, and he's like, I'm proud of you, Gino. And like, that was like the last time and it was almost like he never got to see.
Yeah.
That was like 10 days before
everything happened.
Yeah, and he never got to see that I kept with my promise, and I didn't start, and I actually increased it.
Oh,
and it took it more serious, once he passed. So it was like, I don't know, man, and I really wanted, considering he was the spark sort of for all this, I do this podcast in a way to honor him and for him, and to, sort of inspire others, because he was always big on that, the Syndio brand. He always wanted it to be worldwide, and he always wanted it to be like something. He always told me there was an avenue for me to do something like this within his brand. Like, that's what he said, like do something, to do a podcast for the Syndio. So there was already talks and things like that, like where we would joke, but I really wanted to canvas all his friends and all his relationships and the ones I know that were important to him. So that's why I definitely wanted to talk to you too, because I know he considered you a little brother, because he had told me as much quite a few times.
Yeah.
So yeah, I know it was always there, and he was the best, wasn't he?
He was. He's watching us right now.
I know. I could sit here and talk about Patrick for days, man.
Honestly, could do. All the memories at his house, his mom. Yeah, his mom taught me how to tie my shoes.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know, and that's why it was important for me to talk to you and get you on here, man. Like I said, it's this podcast has been really good for me expressing my emotions. It's something, because I know it's good to do therapy. I've been to some NA meetings and stuff. I've been to some talking about things always helps, no matter what.
Yeah.
Even if it's just
casual conversation.
Yeah, just between friends.
Just an outlet, like a vent.
Yes,
just something to vent to.
And this has been really good for that. And I appreciate your following and you just being here for all the content, man. That's been
sure. I got friends that do, like, when I stream or post videos or whatever, that no matter what, they might not even watch it. I don't know, but they share it, and it's just the general fact of having someone that is willing to not go out of their way, but share your stuff just because they believe in you.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm trying to do too. It's like I'm trying to build a community of people that I want to, I want to engage with them, share their things, and I want them to share mine as well. And I also want to get to know everyone.
Right.
I mean, obviously, I haven't monetized or anything yet, and I'm sort of in this weird spot right now in my life. I'm currently in between jobs. I'm getting my unemployment money.
Right.
So in a way, I'm sort of feel like I'm getting paid to do this right now.
Yeah.
But that's only gonna last so long.
Until you can't. Yeah.
So like, while right now I'm trying to embrace it, and sort of take my time with this. Yeah, take this time for myself and really try to get a jump start on it. And writing too. I've been writing.
Yeah.
Trying to write a book. Okay. I'm in the process. It's a long process. It's been a long process.
Like a book about your life?
It's a memoir. Okay. Think Matthew McConaughey, Greenlights.
Okay. All right. Okay.
But that was a good save.
It was.
These things aren't. There we go. Hey, these weren't cheap. No, I told you that ring light.
Yeah.
But no, man. So let's get into some conspiracy theories because I know we like conspiracies on this podcast. What's some thing that's floating your mind right now? It doesn't matter how wild.
I know. I don't know. I do kind of feel like it could get a little too wild.
I don't know if it could get wilder than the one I just seen recently.
What did you see?
I don't even know how I could articulate this to you correctly. It was basically claiming that Taylor Swift and Andrew Tate were like essentially like hundreds of years old. And they've been drinking. And they've been drinking adrenochrome.
Okay.
And like this is like their second life here on Earth.
I have seen like
because this Andrew Tate looks like this guy from the past, and they did this side by side. It's some conspiracy theory, flat earther guy, and he's
Yeah, I seen a whole thing.
It's kind of sold me.
Who was it? Epstein looks like the dude on the $20 bill.
Oh yeah, Andrew Jackson.
Yeah,
he sort of does.
And then there was somebody else too. I know I have more in my brain than just him, but yeah, I've seen stuff like that, and I mean, I could get behind it.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think about the flat Earth stuff? I won't judge you.
In a sense, like scientifically, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, but at the same time, I see these videos of like the ice wall and what's beyond Antarctica and everything else like that, and that stuff really intrigues me because like you see these videos and like they're grainy and they're obviously they might be fake, but you see these videos of these people that don't look like us and almost alien like, and they're like, yeah, we captured this video flying over Antarctica, like they came over the ice wall, and then you go into it and you're like, what's the ice wall? And then and essentially it's just this giant wall at the end of Antarctica, and that's where our civilization ends. And then when you get over it, it's like a super high tech, like futuristic world, and we're just not living in it.
And we can't. So I haven't seen the ice wall.
Okay.
All right. So I'm not very knowledgeable on this, but are there videos of this ice wall?
Yeah. I mean, there's people that it's like it'll show water or like some snowy ground, like in Antarctica, and it's just this massive, like endless ice wall. And it's crazy to look at. I might be able to find it real quick.
Yeah, if you can look it up on your phone real quick. See, this is what the laptop will give us something to, if we had to reference something. But that's okay. You can look it up on your phone real quick, like I said. But Icewall, man, I haven't heard that one.
Look, you see images like this, and it's like, okay, that could just be like where the ground from Antarctica is starting. But then they point out, they're like, look how far back it goes. And it's like, if you go hundreds of miles past that flat, snowy part there, is where this futuristic place is supposed to be. And I mean, there's even, this was one of the things I seen, was this one. And the guy flew in a helicopter, and he got low, and he was like showing the edge of the wall. And then it was like a person standing up here, and they were, I mean, as white as that snow. It was really just like a ghostly figure. And they had like solid black eyes, and then they turned around and took off running when they seen the helicopter. And it's like, how do you fake that though?
Well, AI is getting real good. I don't know. I can't call anything real or fake anymore. Have you seen that new Amazon Prime documentary, The Age of look it up real quick on your phone. The Age of Disclosure. It's gotta be. My memory serves me. The Age of Disclosure. It's supposed to be this one. Yeah. Read what it says.
It says The Age of Disclosure is a 2025 American documentary film by Dan Farah, which proposes the conspiracy theory that information regarding the existence of extraterrestrial intelligence has been subject to a decade-long government cover-up and advocates for declassification and disclosure.
Yeah, so
that I can buy.
Well, no, so this is coming out, and they're saying it's going to be like the real deal.
Yeah.
The real deal alien documentary. They're going to lay some facts on us.
Oh, I hope they do.
I mean, then we'll definitely have something to talk about, but that's what they're talking about right now. I've seen that. Seen a couple people reference that and retweet that Age of Disclosure everywhere. Which few places now, not everywhere, but that's going to be a good doc, and I'm actually a little bit interested to see where that leads conversations regarding, because I've been on this conspiracy stuff for a while.
Right.
Like, I started listening to Rogan in like 2011.
Yeah.
I was way ahead of the curve. He was on podcast like 50. He has like 2,700 now.
Yeah. It's crazy.
And it was, me and my best friend Ben Snyder, we loved, like, that was our thing. We had our apartment together, my first apartment. That's what got me into podcasts. We would just hang out, we were young,
right.
19. We would underage drink in the apartment, and he would like put on a podcast and we'd play Guitar Hero, just what kids do. But that was the thing. And I'd be like, what's this? He's like, Joe Rogan. And I'd be like, Fear Factor? He'd be like, He'd be like, yeah. He's like, he has like this talk show. He said he talks with this other guy. He was way ahead of the curve. And I remember then, and it's crazy. Joe Rogan was on podcast 54. I said, Ben, we need to do one of these.
Yeah.
This was in 2011.
Yeah.
I was like, he's like, man. He's like, yeah. He's like, but it probably, if we would have started one in 2011, I promise you I'd be successful by now. 100%. Those are those gut things where it's like, for anyone out there listening, listen to your gut. If it's telling you to do something or take a risk or ask the girl, like I was at a Dylan Gossett concert last night with my buddy Scott. And, I took a little bit of a risk. We wanted a song played. And Dylan Gossett's DJ, like the dude who sits in the booth and does the lights and stuff.
Yeah.
We were right there behind him, and he was in the bathroom. And I ran into him in the bathroom, and we had heard that the song we wanted to hear wasn't on the set list, me and Scott. And I was going to chicken out. And the dude, I kind of like waited on my pee. We like tried to time up, like meeting him at the sink.
Right.
And then like I met him at the sink, and I was like, hey man, I seen you back there at the DJ booth. I was like, he's like, yeah, man, did you? He's like, you could tell. He thought I was going to ask for an autograph or something.
Yeah.
But I was like, do you think that you could? I was like, is he going to play Baptized by Rain tonight? And I knew I was probably going to get a no. And he was like, nah, I don't think it's on the set list. And I grabbed this $20 bill in my pocket. I shoved it in his pocket. I said, see if you could make it happen.
Yeah.
And I got so excited because I thought he was going to get him to play it. And he didn't end up playing it, so I lost the 20. Yeah, but I still took the chance, and I felt good about it. I know that story didn't end how most people probably thought. But listen, he took my $20 and didn't play the song. But listen, I was still this is actually going to deter people from taking chances. Then Scotty told me I should talk to this chick. You know, she was really pretty. We actually did get down to the front, which was really cool for the concert last night. And Scotty's like, you need to talk to that girl. So I went and talked, and she shut me down hard.
Yeah, it was right.
so 0 for 2 in attempts, but
you still try.
And that's the point.
Yeah.
You know, you like, don't be boring and redundant. At least get shut down. At least try, because you'll never know.
You don't. You never know. And until you put yourself out there, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
And I think that is an important thing to do. Especially, like, even when it comes down to, like, job opportunities and stuff. If you don't get called, call back. Like, what's going on? Figure it out, you know?
Yeah, I mean, you know who was really good at that? Patrick.
Yeah.
He was guy could have been great at anything, but he was a, sales guy.
Yeah.
What's going on, Gino? I could just hear him. But yeah, man. So let's get into the cards.
Okay.
All right. We'll just start with an icebreaker. See what we got. I'll pick a card. You pick a card. And we'll each answer them. We'll just both answer this one first.
Okay.
It doesn't really matter who picks the cards, honestly, because we both answer them. So what's an unspoken observation you've had of me?
Of you?
Yeah.
How energetic you are. You know, I feel like you think that you kind of just do your thing and that's all you do, but you're very sporadic, and I think it fits with your what do I want to use? What word? Aura, I guess.
Does it?
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, that I'm a little bit sporadic. Well, that makes sense. I feel like I've been told that in the past. I am a little bit everywhere, but I appreciate that, man. I'm glad that it's fitting. I try to.
Yeah, it's definitely a good thing.
Okay. I didn't take it in a bad way. I was just more so like thinking like, I don't know, because you don't think about yourself all the time. So I say an unspoken observation that I have to you is just sort of that you. Just even tonight when we ran into that problem with Howard, you're really calm and collected, and I see there's a little bit of confidence in that. Like that's good. That probably comes with doing what you did.
Yeah.
I mean that takes a different type of courage. But like I could just tell like when I was worried about, because that's how I get anxious. I was like kicking myself. Damn, I forgot that thing. Now we're gonna have to go to Best Buy and slowing us up. Like in my head, I'm like all these things. You're like, no, man, we'll figure it out. It's all good. Like
I kind of try to be that way because like I not in a sense that like I don't really care about anything, but like everything has a solution. Yeah. And as long as you know you can find the solution, well, it might have been going to Best Buy, but I also knew I have a box of who knows what over there that I might have what we need in it. So like, I don't know, it kind of maybe plays into like a hoarding aspect, but...
Oh, well, yeah, but no, it's okay. I do that too with electronics, so you never know what you might need for that reason.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a little bit of hoarding and just a little bit of being prepared. Those two can mix. So sometimes too much.
Well, growing up as a Boy Scout, you always got to be prepared, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Were you a Boy Scout?
Yeah.
Did you make it?
I didn't get to Eagle. I got right before Eagle. Yeah. I'm a Life Scout.
Heck yeah.
Almost there. I turned 18 during my Eagle stuff, so
yeah,
kind of aged out a bit, but I did.
I'm just curious. I don't know. I know those Eagle Scouts. I know two. And those are the Minger brothers.
yeah. I know Taylor. Know Heath. A couple younger. I think Zane Thornburg. I think he got Eagle as well. And
all great people.
Yeah, super smart people too.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess your calmness, man. I was really worried, and then all of a sudden you were like, oh, okay, we'll figure it out.
We'll get it done.
All right.
I appreciate that. Yeah, definitely.
I'm sure that comes with being a dad too. I'm sure I'm sure you're constantly being patient and solving problems. So that makes a lot of sense.
Why is this green? I don't know. It's definitely challenging, but it's worth it.
Of course. Yeah, that's the one thing I sort of that's one, that could stop me up if I had a family, but
it'll happen.
They say you're supposed to meet a girl first. I got some work to do.
If you believe it'll happen,
Enoch always been telling me the same thing, so go ahead and pull your card and see what we got.
Okay, it says, what's been the highlight of your day?
Well, buddy, I'm not gonna lie.
I think we might have the same answer here.
Well, the highlight of my day has been sitting here getting set up with you and getting this set up and doing this. I mean, and it's your birthday, drinking this Red Bull, like that has definitely been the highlight of my day.
Yeah.
And not any offense, rest in peace, MB. The other thing I was doing was a funeral.
Yeah.
So by deductive reasoning, you automatically that definitely was not the highlight of my day.
I mean, that's exactly what I would say too. I've been excited all day.
Yeah, I've been excited since we started talking about it, man. I like I said, I really want. I love talking to any and all the fans, man, and that's the one thing that I've told myself has been hard is like even just staying consistent through. Maybe you don't get many views on this video. None of that really matters in the grand scheme of things. You know, if this video didn't get that many views or that video didn't get that many views, what matters is that you're showing up.
Right.
And that is truthfully, and that's a recipe not just for the podcast, but that's a recipe for life.
Yeah, for everything.
So, you know,
continuously showing up, being there. Yep.
Yeah, that's sort of what I learned in the whole 75 hard thing. I sort of taught myself a little bit of self-discipline that I think I was lacking in my life. Because I had done hard things before.
Right.
Quitting nicotine.
Yeah.
Cold turkey.
Definitely.
Every time.
Definitely.
Yeah. Both cold. The cigarettes cold turkey was near impossible, and then the vape cold turkey, again.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for Scotty, I was calling Scotty like 2 times a day, being like, I'm gonna hurt someone. I'm gonna lose my shit. Like he would have to talk me through it. So I had some mental discipline, but I was lacking in putting it all together.
Right.
Working out, waking up early, not drinking, eating holistically.
Yep.
You know, maybe not perfect, but wholesome. You know what I mean?
You got some of the puzzle put together.
Yeah, and it was sort of. It took every bit of all the bad in my life. Like what led up to that was. It started with a breakup, and then it was kicking one thing at a time. It was the nicotine. So when I quit nicotine, the drinking increased.
Right.
By default.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
So, and that's sort of where I ended up in my spiral.
Yeah.
Of the drinking. Like now we have to quit drinking is like it ramped up so much. Sort of because I stopped using nicotine. I hate to say it, but.
No, I mean those things go hand in hand. Any form of drug, it's gonna do that, and there's gonna be a void that you need to fill, and it's gonna be impossible to fill it, and especially with drugs, because you get this feeling inside when you miss that feeling of how it made you feel, but you can't do it anymore. So then you're using something else to fill that void, and it always ends up being something else that's not good for you, and then it's getting rid of the things that aren't good for you. Like even these. I mean, not that they're terrible.
I got the monk fruit extra.
Yeah, the zero. See, that's probably the best thing you could do. But it's just feeling like I chewed that gum when I was trying to slow my nicotine down.
I think I want to try one of those.
Go ahead.
You want one?
Yeah.
I got it. But yeah, I'm gonna try to see what happens.
They're good.
But you're absolutely right. I see this right here. It's hard to sort of say like the voids definitely happen, and what I found helped me the most was working out.
Yeah.
That was the only time I cut out drinking and I replaced it with working out. And
a healthy alternative.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I got addicted to working out, and I think I hurt my shoulder from working out too much.
Yeah.
So too much of anything is a bad thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%.
So I don't know, man. That's probably been a tough one. So this is the next level when we get a little confessions. You ready for this one?
I hope so.
What do you do that you know you shouldn't?
Well, I guess that's full circle, isn't it? Let's see. I know that how late I stay up sometimes is not good for family life, for work life, anything. But speaking of voids, my void is filled with that game console sitting back there.
With the video games, yep.
And sometimes you just don't stop. I'll be 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning and I'll look at the time and I'll be, you know, that's definitely a problem for me.
I'm very guilty of that in the past with the games too. And it was a hindrance probably on my relationship. That might be why she's gone. At least a little bit. Even though she swore it wasn't.
Yeah. I understand.
But something I do that I know I shouldn't, and I'm not in the process of doing 75 hard right now. I am gonna start on March 1st. But man, I try to give myself with grace with some things considering, but I am still really hard on myself. But
yeah,
I cheat on my like diet like sometimes. I can't help like, dude. I love dude, a milkshake or like last night we were at that concert and Scotty was like, "You want to get a couple donuts?" And I was like, "Well, we're supposed to be eating good." And I'm like,
yeah.
"But yeah."
Yeah, dude.
And I crushed like 4 donuts before bed. And I try to limit that to like what like truly, because a part of it is like mentoring Jaden and like these things. Like I would be hard on him about, you know, what he was eating. That was just to try and help him like hit his goals.
Yeah.
And I want to hit my goals too, you know, but. So I try to limit it, like when I screw up like that, to let it just be on like Saturday, like once a week, because I am still trying to like actively like, because I felt so much better when I started eating good and cut out like, it was crazy.
Yeah, it makes you feel like $1,000,000.
Yeah, well that's what I mean. When I started focusing on my diet, and I'd say the biggest thing from stopping 75 hard that I've noticed is like when I don't eat good, I don't feel great.
Yeah.
and I want to feel good. So that's another thing, Chris, like, I told you about me stopping drinking, you know, and that's sort of been a theme on here, and at least getting it, you know, to a controllable point, because it was out of control. You know, no one told me. I wasn't aware that like sobriety was a good life. Like, I'm sure you like your life, right?
100%.
Yeah, I really, really found like a lot of
enjoyment.
Yes,
it's I don't know what the word I'm trying to use here is, but satisfactory. Like you feel that you're like, oh, I can't believe I'm actually doing it. That sense of it, but then you see all the good things that are coming with it too. Love this.
Yeah, I mean, and it's like, it's almost like nice because it's not scary.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there was so much anxiety that came with drinking the way I was drinking.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've said before, I don't think there's a problem with seeing your friends once in a while and having a few beers here and there, you know. Once a month or something, you know what I mean? Try to keep it like controllable. I don't think like that can't be a terrible thing, but there is a problem with like when you're going home and drinking every night and you don't know why when you're alone playing. Like, because I was doing the same thing you talked to me about playing with the video games and you said the Robbie podcast sort of helped you.
Yeah, it's how long ago has that been now?
Probably 2 months.
2 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't had a sip since.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
just. You know, I seen it and some of the comments made, and like, you know, Robbie's like, well, Chris is a good person to talk to because he's somebody that can just put it down. I mean, there's things I couldn't put down, obviously, but that one thing, him saying that, made me have that realization, like, man, maybe I kind of am coming home every day and just drinking a 6-pack and playing my game. I probably should stop doing that.
Yeah.
And then now
I think that, you know, that might have been the highlight of my day, you telling me that, honestly. Yeah. I think now I'm going to change my answer, because when you told me that earlier, just before we were on air or whatever, that was probably the best I felt, and it made me really feel like I was making a difference doing what I'm doing. Yeah. And that's the main thing, even if just 1 or 2 people hear it and it helps them, and they help 1 or 2 people, and those, you know.
You don't expect it either. Like, I mean, I'm sure you had no idea about that.
No, of course not.
But, like, it's not something I just sat. It's like, oh, hey, world, you know, I stopped drinking today. But, you know, I also don't need that affirmation.
Yeah, but I appreciate you. I appreciate you telling me that. That means a lot to me. Just because like I said, I've honed in on it, and I don't think there's anything wrong with doing. But when you don't know why, why do you think you were drinking? I mean, I'll go into why I was.
Boredom.
Yeah, I mean, the reason I was drinking and playing video games was boredom and sadness because my Elizabeth left me, and it was, I was the saddest I could ever be. And
there was something with enjoyment coming out of that. You got a little bit of fun. You know what I mean?
Oh, the dopamine rush from getting wins in Warzone while drinking was unreal.
Yeah.
Like there was two at once. Like, and that when I was doing that, so that's sort of it. And I'll be pretty candid about it. I think I had to quit video games because I think the two were linked.
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
I think the drinking and the video games were linked. That's why I was drinking at home so much. And the video games, I think they were correlated, and I think also the nicotine was correlated too. With the rip in the vape, like when I got on the vape, was correlated with the stress of the video games. Like my heart would be racing, and I'd just be like ripping the vape the whole time. And I was just like, I'm just sitting in this room. These are just unhealthy habits, like 3 rotating constantly.
Yeah.
Like I have a trifecta, and I don't think they're the worst thing, because here's the thing, Chris, and I'll stand on this. There's worse things you could be doing.
Oh, 100%.
There's worse things you could be doing.
Instead of sitting down here in my basement all night, I could be gallivanting in the streets.
I mean, I would rather want someone to be sitting down here, chewing tobacco, playing video games, than I would want them in the. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If this is stopping you from that, do this.
100%. Yeah.
If this is stopping you from doing something else, like it was stopping me from doing this podcast and spreading positivity and helping others and trying to be a good light and a guiding, source for others through my experience.
Right.
If it's stopping you from doing that, then you got to give it up, because it's dulling your light. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's putting out that light.
You
could be spreading.
Yeah, and that's what it was doing to me. And that's not to say I just can't ever come back. Just like I told you, I've had a few beers over that, like just once or twice with friends since 75 hard and all that. But I haven't gone back to drinking in my bedroom. You know what I mean?
Right. That's the important part.
Yeah. Just like I could just, you know what I mean? I could just go back and play, hop on Call of Duty, but I shouldn't go back to playing 60 hours a week.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's it's called balance and responsibilities and trying to like align those things so you can live your best life. And that's not always, that in itself, I'm learning, is a process that I am trying to hone in on. It's how do you achieve that balance?
I feel like everything boils down to time frames. Like, you shouldn't be doing it for this long, and then you do it anyway. It's cutting out that doing it anyway. And it's, if I come home and I want to play, and then I realize it's 5 o'clock the next day, I need to be self-aware enough to be like, hey, you played till 5 a.m. last night. You should probably cut it off about 3 tonight.
Yeah.
And then having that self-discipline to actually stop it. And then once you get those time frames in there, you can build everything else back up and get your relationships and everything else put in order. Not necessarily put them on a time frame, because those are the important things. Those are the important things.
But I get what you're saying, and discipline is the key word you say there, and that's sort of what this podcast preached, because that's what 75 Hard sort of taught me, was just show up for the tasks and do the things, and then at the end of each day, you're going to feel better that you did that.
Right.
And that's what you're talking about, is setting those times and sticking to them. Right. It's the do it anyway, you know? And, I seen this video online, and it was something that would change your life, and I'm gonna butcher it, but pretty much I think the guy said the 5 words were, I do it anyway. If you don't feel good, no matter what, just
do it anyway.
Yeah. And you'll feel
out of bed. Do it anyway.
Yeah, don't want to go to work, want to call it, just go to work, and then it just somehow finds a way. Just doing the right thing in general tends to just lead to, I found, making me feel doing the right thing has been helping me find myself in situations that feel like I'm supposed to be there.
Right.
This is one of them. You know what I mean? Where it feels like my stars are aligned a little bit, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And that's happened a few times, since I've started this thing. And I think I think, hearing those little things like you said to me today about, the reason you sort of stopped drinking, that's what makes me want to keep going. So I appreciate that, man.
I definitely think you're having a positive impact. And I think you need to be aware of that.
Good, man. Well, I appreciate that. Well, that was a long card. That was a good one, though.
Yeah, man. What doesn't scare you but scares most people? I'd probably have to boil it down to what you said earlier, pressure. Pressure, people are terrified to be in confrontations or anything like that. And those things don't bother me.
No?
If someone like boss comes up to me and he's, you could kind of tell by the way he's moving, like, oh, he's about to yell at me. I don't care if you yell at me. Like, you go ahead and
Does the boss yell at you?
Not this one.
Well, have they in the past?
Yeah.
I mean, I've had bosses yell at me too. I wasn't a model employee, but
I won't get into the exact job, but I had a boss.
You can. We can. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. But we love to air out dirty laundry. You know what I got in my first few podcasts? I got a lot of, I wouldn't say hate, but my friends were like, "You're dropping your girlfriend's name."
Yeah,
I was like, I don't care. I was like, I'm not lying.
Right. That's the important part. I'm not lying.
I'm just like, I'm just telling the truth. I was like, there's some, and maybe I shouldn't, but it's all love, and I made sure to address that in later podcasts.
I think the reason I don't want to say what it was.
No, you don't have to.
Well, I know. I'm just saying, like,
I'm saying I'm bad. I'm saying it's me. I'm bad. I'm not saying you. You don't. You.
But that's I want to.
Okay.
So badly I want to, but that's one of them things where it's like I probably should
do the responsible thing.
Yeah.
Yes. And you have kids and stuff. I got nothing to lose, man. That's why I'm doing this thing.
I mean, I live like I got nothing to lose. I've got 4 things up there right now, but
that's okay too.
Yeah, I mean, every day he would come in, and there's just something wrong. It's something wrong. And
you remind me of Patrick a little bit.
Oh, thanks. I actually take that as a compliment.
Yeah,
he's a great person.
You're the best. Just in your face, maybe because you have the same little stash he had going on. Just kind of how you're telling this story. Just every day I'd come in, there was just something wrong with you.
I always say I got my storytelling and my, how I talk from Patrick.
Well, yeah, of course.
Yeah, I fully believe that. I don't know. He'd come in. There's something wrong. It's my fault, of course, and I think I kind of got used to him yelling at me, and then that's what spiked all this. Is like, now I don't really care what you think about anything. No, I mean, not to be ignorant about it, but like,
yeah, no.
If you come up to me and I'm causing a problem for you, that's your problem. You know what I mean? That. I'm doing the things like at work. I'm doing my job exactly how I am supposed to do it, by the book. I know I am because I read the book. And if you got a problem with that, that's your problem. I'm not doing it your way. You don't like it. Sorry, but it's not your way or the highway with me. I do my own thing.
You're in your own lane.
Yeah,
I like
confidently say that because I'm going to do what I want to.
What doesn't scare me but scares most people? This is one I was thinking about for a second while you were talking, because I didn't really have an answer for it. But I think at this point, and it definitely has scared me in the past, I think it's failure.
Yeah.
It went by the wayside. I used to be scared of it. I used to be scared of failure, and I used to be scared of putting myself out there, and I used to be scared of, so I'm sure you remember the bridge thing.
Yeah.
When I jumped off that bridge, and there was so people were really rude on the internet then, and I mean, as they are still. I know they haven't changed. People are still really rude on the internet. But I seen someone, people on there. I was reading the comments, which they say you shouldn't do, and I do right now for the podcast because they've all been overwhelmingly positive. But people on the bridge jump, just because it had so much attention, they're like, and there were Reds fans. It was sports related, so there was a lot of wish this guy would have drowned.
Yeah.
I wish this guy. I hope he died. I wish he would have killed himself. Mm-hmm. Just a lot of like actual like when you go through it, you're like. But then there was also some other like, I want this guy to sleep with my wife. There was,
Yeah.
there was some other like this guy's a hero.
Like
So it was two sides of a dark coin.
Yeah.
You know, because one, I was being celebrated for something I didn't want to be celebrated for, because I didn't want, again, the influence you are on the world. I was like, people see me jump off a bridge, they think that's okay. I was like, I was doing it like to just make my friends laugh. Right. Didn't know it was going to go viral, but I also do like want people to know it's me. Mm-hmm. It's like, but also don't want to advise them not to jump off bridges.
Right.
So,
yeah.
So like, you know, this was something stupid so I got a little bit of notoriety for something I didn't necessarily want to be notoriable for. You know, I didn't necessarily like. I wanted to be known, but not for that. You know, it was like, so I got like what I wanted, but I didn't.
At the same time, it wasn't.
I wanted to be known for something like I'm doing now.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's where it's like, what I've learned from that is like the failure. I got real closed offish once I seen all the hate on the internet. I kind of went into a shell. Mm-hmm. I wasn't posting anything on the internet for like 10 years. Yeah. I would use it. I was an active user. I would browse, you know what I mean? Yeah, but I wasn't really posting anything. And I just like sort of went into hiding because I don't know. I just was like, fuck the bridge, fuck the pirates. We suck. This is it. Like, people on the internet suck. I'm going to go play my video games and figure out my life. And that's what I did, you know? I never really pursued that. And looking back, like, there were things in my inbox about interviews I could have done in my Facebook that they hid from me that I never knew about. Right. More interviews that could have maybe led to some type of success or payment, because I never got that. Yeah, but I never ended up going there because I got so discouraged in the beginning. So failure. I don't think failure scares me anymore. Failure is the mother of all success.
Yeah. I just pulled that out for I don't know what reason when we started, but
hey, we got success, happiness, imagine, and believe here.
Yeah.
We usually have dream too. I don't know where it is.
It's lost.
Lost dreams. Yeah. All right. Level 3. What we got? Well, we'll see what it gives us here. What's a feeling you miss?
First thing, being a kid.
You know, that's where my mind went to. Being a kid.
Just the freedom, I guess, of being a kid. As an adult, you kind of feel like you're locked down and you can't. Not necessarily like a bad thing, you know, but you got bills to pay and you got to fit this social norm of paying bills and going to work and doing what you got to do. And when you were a kid,
didn't have any. Didn't know how good we had it. That's what I was just telling a friend. I said, looking back, like, we thought like we had it good, but we didn't even know how good we had it.
Yeah.
I mean, and we grew up in the perfect era. I like to think of that.
Like that bridge between technology and
outside. between having to sit down on the computer and get on the internet on AOL or AIM for 2 hours, like it was playing a video game.
After a 2-hour startup.
Yeah, after starting up for an hour to get on there and talk on AIM for an hour and a half to get off of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that whole thing where it was like more of a like getting on the internet was like going to play tennis.
Right.
You had to you had to lace up your shoes. Yeah. You had to grab your racket, grab your balls. You had to drive to the tennis court.
Right.
You had to get a partner, someone you were going to chat with on the internet who was also going to be there on the internet too, with their shoes and their mouse and their keyboard and they're booted up.
It was just
and now you're ready to like engage. Yeah, and like that was like a thing. Like you like did 3 hours of that.
Yeah.
So I sort of and for some reason it feels like that made people, whenever they were around each other in person, communicate better.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It made it easier to talk to people because I talk to this guy all day online. What's the difference of going and talk to him in person?
Well, yeah, and just not only that, like it just made it. I feel like people were better at in-person communication in general. Think about schools and how hard that probably COVID hit those schools, just with like the kids being out of school. Like we were lucky because our peer-to-peer interactions weren't fueled with cell phones. Like we weren't in 5th and 6th grade with cell phones in our pockets. We like grew up like normal kids.
It was almost like an excitement when you got to see your friends because you didn't have them fully access in your
exactly. So it made social aspects of like just going. It's like I'm gonna get to see my friends. Like like that's cool. Like I've got to catch them up on this. But now everyone's always caught up. So that's the problem.
Even exciting to talk about.
Yeah, there's nothing to talk about because everyone feels like they're always caught up because everyone's following each other constantly. And they already know that. Well, I know you were in Myrtle Beach. Post 3 pictures.
Right.
You know what I mean? I seen that one next to your son in the sunset. It looked nice.
Yeah.
It's like, I already know everything. You got pictures to show me? I've already seen them.
Never met your kid before, but hey, he's growing up big and strong. I can tell.
Yeah, exactly. You know? And that's okay. But it takes. I think the feeling I'm trying to get to that I miss the excitement of interpersonal communication where you could just genuinely catch up with someone you hadn't seen in a while. You know what I mean? And that still exists today, but. Like, and that's sort of what we're doing here. We've made a point to not talk so much online.
Right.
Because I told you, I was like, I'd like forever we could get here and it'd be like pretty raw and unfiltered. So I'm glad that we did that.
Me too.
You know, real quick, before we pull the last card, just on something we did talk about online. What do you think about that Book of Enoch stuff?
So I haven't read too much into it, but like.
I read the whole book.
Did you?
Well, I listened to the whole book on audiobook.
I think the main takeaway for me was like the trees and the.
You try to lean up.
Sorry.
Oh, you're good.
The trees and the flooding and everything, because supposedly the person that wrote that was Noah from the Bible.
Noah's great grandfather.
Yeah, and you know that video I posted, I had people comment like, oh, you know. Floods, yeah. Giant trees, yeah. Gods, no way. And it's like, I mean, you're kind of admitting at the same time, because Noah was part of the Bible. If you believe all this stuff that Noah's great-grandfather said, how can you not believe in God? In a sense.
Well, it's in the what I found. Is it included in the Torah or which Bible is it included in?
Yeah. I don't know off the top of my head. Like I said, I didn't look too much into that, but from what I did see with the floods and the trees and the giants is what got me into it, I think. They cut the trees down so the giants couldn't climb them. I thought that was interesting because there's been all kinds of proof and bones and everything else that have proven like giants did exist at one point in time, just like dinosaurs. And I guess that could circle back to your flat Earth kind of thing there too. How could giants, if we're this enclosed circle in space, where were the giants? Like they couldn't walk the same Earth we did. We wouldn't have enough room.
I mean, I thought the Book of Enoch was a very interesting read, or listen rather, because I listened to it on audiobook.
Right.
And while I consumed it, I don't know what to make of it because I mean I am a Christian, but then this is in the Ethiopian Orthodox. I just looked it up. It's in the Ethiopian Orthodox Church, which is a Christian denomination. So it's included in some denominations' Bible, and I think maybe also in the I don't know if it might even be in the Torah, in the Jewish Bible. It might even be in the Jewish Bible. But. So there is it is paired with some of the books, being Noah's, but then they went through the whole Bible and, it's been passed down so many years.
Right.
Who knows what they've retracted
and added and what was fiction and what,
Well, I mean, as a source, everything you need to live a good life is in the Bible, if you follow Jesus Christ and you are solid in your faith, it's all there, but it's just, I didn't really know what to make of it. So I kind of looked at it as like a prelude to the Bible.
That's kind of what it feels like.
And I just thought it was interesting. And the first I had seen of it or heard of it, I had heard a couple other people talk about it, like maybe on Rogan, and then I seen your post and you said this is when I was like, okay, well we're gonna be talking soon, so I want to check that out and make sure we get
The reason I didn't finish with what I was looking into with the Book of Enoch is because there was a recent discovery. And have you heard of Göbekli Tepe or something like that? I don't know how exactly to say it, but It's like this ancient site, predated like everything ever, and they were uncovering it, and they had like pillars and everything else that had animal inscriptions and some form of language in it and everything else, and it was just a big mystery. Well, they found out that with like carbon dating and everything, that it would have been around the time when Noah's great grandfather was around. And they think that he wrote that book of Enoch, or some portion of it, and made all these murals of animals and everything else that they brought off the ark. And then, there was people commenting on it about how the carbon dating didn't line up. Well, then some guy was pointing out how if there was a flood, that means that there was like a vapor kind of seal to the earth at that time because there was so much water. And when that broke, it disturbed the carbon in the air and everything else. And somehow he matched up the dates to where it fit exactly, where it would have been scientifically proven that Noah was there and the flood happened, and that's where the ark was. And that was a memorial, basically, for what he brought off the boat. And it's kind of like...
profound, it sounds.
Yeah, the guy had, like, solid numbers, proof of, like, the years and everything else. It was interesting.
I'll have to check that out. I mean, like... And that's I think, the struggle with the internet currently is, like, fact-checking anything's tough.
Yeah.
And you have so many sources coming at you. That's why I'm really excited with this alien documentary we're about to get.
Yeah. It's going to be good.
I think that's going to be, I can't wait for that.
Information overload. I think that's what we're looking at.
All right. Last one. What's a small experience that taught you a big lesson? Think on it for a second.
Yeah, you go ahead if you got one.
Small experience, big lesson. I can think of, like running through my head, it's all the big experiences that taught me big lessons.
You're right.
So, trying to think of a small experience. I think getting fired from my pizza job at Shenanigans.
You got great wings.
Yeah, thank you. Proud of that. I helped build that place. My mom works there now. It's been a comeback place for me. It's a place, that kitchen's very special to me. I grew a lot there as a human from the time I was there in 2017 to the time I was gone in 2020. That place changed me. Well, I got fired from it because I got pretty mouthy with my boss.
Yeah.
More or less, to make a long story short, I was up visiting Colby in Pittsburgh, and my boss tried to say that I wasn't, that I was like trying to call off and stay an extra day with Colby and hang out, and that my car wasn't broken down. And it was broken down. I had never missed a shift, never called off in 2 years, and it was broken down.
And then he had all these excuses.
Well, no. He was just like, he kind of like questioned my authenticity as a human. And it threw me through the roof.
Yeah.
And I texted him like angrily, like not professionally or how I should have texted him.
Right.
It sounded more like he was like my friend, or like I was like really upset with him.
Yeah.
And I flew off the handle, and I lost my job and all that time. Literally for something that probably, if I would have just called off and not talked to him, I probably might still be working. Might still have the keys to the place. Yeah. Well, he was trying to sell me in and everything. And we have a good relationship now. Like, I stop in and see him all the time. Like, he's been great to me, almost even like a father figure at times. But he, and I think that's why he fired me, was to teach me that lesson. He was my elder. I shouldn't have been talking. But that's one small experience in life that it sort of taught me that no matter what you think, you're always replaceable, especially if you work for someone that's not yourself.
Yeah.
And so it taught me that, while also teaching me, like, speak to your elders correctly, and, have a more sense of, sort of like you said, like calmness when approaching situations, and maybe not be so sporadic and fly off the handle like you said.
To touch on that real quick, the elders, I don't believe elders deserve any type of
Okay.
respect. But I think it boils down to giving respect. If you give me respect, I will be the most respectful person you've ever met. You fly off the handle at me, I'm going to fly off the handle too. And I can't control that. It's just, I think something about that gets under my skin. It's like, okay, you're 70 years old, but you're not going to talk to me like however you want. I don't know if that sounded too aggressive or not, but
No.
I don't.
Trust me, I'm with you. I mean, nobody. It's about giving respect and getting respect. Certainly, that's important, and I'm for the most part same way. Wasn't so much the elders, but even with some of those elders who talk to you that way,
Patience.
Patience, and sometimes they don't know any better.
Yeah.
So and I get it though. I used to have this coworker Jim at Pizza Hut when I was back here in the valley, and he was a war vet, and he just
Yeah.
I mean, he'd call you every name. No good effing.
Those guys were built different.
Yeah, no good effing. He was a Marine. No good effing lazy. Get the fuck. And just be like, yeah, screw you, Jim. But he was but he was showing up to work every day. He could talk to me that way, and that's where it's like sometimes some guys you just all right.
Yeah. Get away from me.
Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying though. It's about giving and getting respect, and that goes for not just your elders, but everyone. People even younger than you, and people your same age. That's
I mean, even if it's a kid, not kid, but like a high school or something. If you don't come at me sideways, you'll have no problems, and I'll help you with whatever you need help with.
I guess that's something I can pick your brain about a little bit. What's it like, raising? And I really don't know, so it's a curious question. It's not me being crass or anything. What's it like raising kids in this atmosphere of like just political landscape, just societal, technological landscape, the whole gist of it,
Well, technology is obviously our future.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way around it, So I let them embrace technology to the fullest. But there are some things that I don't really like. YouTube poison. It has good, okay, like stuff like this and other talk shows or whatever, that great. Informational stuff is great. But there's, lack of better terms, weirdos with these kids versions of YouTube, and they'll post you'll watch it and you'll be like, why is that in the kids section? And it's like, prime example this morning, my oldest was laughing about something, and I asked her, I was like, it's so funny, and she told her mom, she's like, oh, go tell your dad that. She knew it was going to be, I was going to be like, she's like, the guy picked up this cone off the side of the road and he held it up to his waist and said, look, I got a coner. Why is that in a kids section? Talking about boners. That's wrong.
Agreed.
And that's what you said, like.
So do you report those guys?
Oh yeah, 100%. I'm contacting customer support. I'm a Karen for sure.
Yeah, good.
100%.
So there's guys out there trying to push that.
Just be weird. Yeah. I mean, I'm not standing for that at all.
How do they get?
I don't know. I don't know how they get it in there. I don't know how it passes YouTube's whatever inspections, whatever they do. But yeah, I don't do none of that.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's the Wild West out there on YouTube, and I mean, just as there was, have you seen any of those Nickelodeon documentaries? Yeah. Just as much as there's like hidden filth and all of the stuff we watched as kids that's put in there from either if it's the artist's guilty pleasure, the directors, whoever it is, subliminal messaging is going to exist in everything, but. Now, once you start talking about YouTube, you got regular people creating their. I mean, that's even worse. It's probably even more crass and more because it's not on network television with everyone. You know what I mean? It's so you don't know what your kids are consuming. Yeah, exactly. So it's the Wild West. You have to be even more aware and more alert. That's
vigilant. Yeah, definitely vigilant when it comes to technology, especially with them. But like gaming and stuff, they could probably be professionals. Like Kinsley, I swear she's better at Minecraft than I ever could be.
Yeah.
And she's 6 years old. And that's, I mean, I'm genuinely impressed. I'm gonna need some ranked teammates here in like 5 years, so
Yeah,
build them up.
that's
But,
cool.
I mean, everything else though, besides technology, I think it's not easy to raise children by any means, but if you take the time to like find the things that give you enjoyment out of raising your children, like I'm sure you probably heard earlier when she came downstairs, she just wanted to see it.
Of course, yeah.
She just wanted
I
to see
wanted
what's
her to
going on.
see.
Yeah. And so she comes down and she starts going back up the steps and she's like, "Love you." Instilling that in my kids is probably my biggest accomplishment.
That's good, man.
Spreading that love, you know what
Yeah, I
I
mean,
Like,
love is the most important thing, and I've said that a few times on this podcast, and that's because it's truth, man.
Yeah.
Just being a loving and good, first off, a good, husband and father, of course, but just a person in general, the spreading positivity. I think that's the most important thing. Is, we all try to, give each other a hand up when we can.
Right.
I think that's huge. And I was really happy to talk to you today, man. Like I said, and I don't think you've given me your small experience.
I don't even know what to really say about it. Small experience taught you big lesson. I mean, it could be anything from like, shouldn't be texting and driving. I almost hit something, so
that's perfect.
Now I put the
perfect.
phone down,
Do you?
Yeah, I don't.
Because there's one person out here that needs to hear this, and I hate to single him out. There's more than one, I'm sure. But my good friend Colby Emery, he's a bad texter driver. Well, not so much anymore, but there was a time he was, and I remember having to try to talk to him about it because
it was a real like I was watching reels and driving, not just like texting. Like I'm full blown scrolling Facebook, driving with my knee, and then one day I went off road a little bit. And I was hit one of like the signs in the road.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've ever, besides changing music, I try not to do that.
Yeah, no. I mean, you got to think. Me driving those FedEx trucks, it's easy to get distracted, and
yeah,
I know all about distracted driving. It's certainly scary. Accidents can happen anytime. You got to be aware, man. Something so stupid as to send a text or.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you, man. That's something that I'm hoping they figure that out with self-driving cars.
Yeah.
Or I think that's coming. I'm actually surprised we're not full-blown automated. Too much competition in the market. Not everyone has one yet, but
some like my wife's sister, her boyfriend has a Tesla, and I mean he's told me how like it drives itself and everything else, and they just kick back and relax while it's driving, and I'm like, that's sketchy to me because
it's coming though. Like you said, technology. It is sketchy, but I don't think it's the worst idea when everyone has one.
Right. Well, if every single person had one, probably be a flawless system. Or damn near close.
Yeah.
Because if no one's in control, the computer's in control, then I'm sure it's going to be able to tell when another car's coming or what, and you ever seen them videos where it's like all these cars driving and then there's like other lanes going in between each other and everything else. I feel like that's what it could end up being like.
Well, yeah, it could if they were all running on the same system. I mean, that's Elon's vision.
Yeah,
that's Elon's vision in the ideal system. But I don't understand like why they haven't implemented some type of magnetic. Like, I mean, I think that's next. That's how you would keep the cars, at least from my small scientific understanding of magnets. If you just put one magnet on the bumper that was opposite of the one on the rear, they would always want to repel. Yeah. You do that for every vehicle, and then no one's ever getting in an accident now. And
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, no. So this is what I think, Chris. I often come up with these crazy ideas. I'm like, how have they done? I think somebody's either sleeping on it or they just got too much control of the market. Somebody's thought of this, and the reason they haven't implemented it is somebody's making too much money off the other thing, and they're not done. I mean, it's all controlled.
Well, have you ever seen them ones where it's like you get the truck, right, or the car or whatever, and it's obviously made of some type of metal. You just get this big industrial magnet that goes in front of the car, and it pulls it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what's stopping it? and that doesn't make sense to me either, too. But I'm not
Exactly.
Like the scientific stuff, but
No.
I feel like it would work. But then at the same time, how are you going to stop? But B, is gas getting in the problem, like in the way of that? Because these petroleum companies and everything else, they make billions.
Oh yeah, gas is getting in the way of it. We can't shut down big oil right now because there'd be nothing to have a war over.
Right. Right. Exactly.
But these gas companies, I mean, that's what, I mean, my friend Steve Saunders, you know Steve Saunders or heard of him from Shady Side?
I went to school with him.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he works at an auto body shop in Bel Air. He's a good kid, but I think he was like 16. I hope to have him on just because he's a smart little genius car mechanic.
Oh, have you ever heard him play guitar? Dude could listen to a song and play it.
Really?
He did that when we were kids all the time. We'd be hanging out in his garage or whatever. Very impressive.
I believe it. He's a car genius.
Yeah.
There's a funny backstory there. Me and you know Matt Furby, I'm sure, but we used to be picking on Steve all the time. Or we'd follow him around town. He'd make like scooters out of weed whackers and just crazy shit, crazy stuff. Either way, I'm pretty sure he figured out how to make like some type of carburetor, like where his car could get like 60, 70 miles to the gallon when he was like...
Oh, he was always working on
15,
them.
16. He was like, I figured out. He's like, but the government can't figure this out or they'll shut me down. He always had all these, I don't know, really creative, but I've heard they've figured out how to make... A guy made I don't know how true this is, but I've seen this on the internet. A guy figured out how to make a car run off like water or something. Yeah. Something like real simple. Disappeared. Well, the guy disappeared the next day.
The kid on TikTok, he melts plastic. It makes gasoline out of it.
Yeah.
And there was like a 3-day period where he didn't post or do anything. Everyone was like, oh my God, he's dead. Like, somebody killed him. But he ended up posting again, and he was, I guess, just perfecting whatever he was doing. But I mean, he's all over the place now. He used his gas. He calls it plastiline, and he used it in a NASCAR thing or whatever. Fueled all the cars with it.
Really?
Yeah, and it's all based off of melted recycled plastic. And that would probably kill an oil company right there if we could just melt our own plastic.
Well, it sounds like we can.
No, we can.
So why aren't we implementing it? And then because there'd be nothing to go to war over.
Yeah, money.
I mean, and that's where you start to realize, like, well, not only is it all connected, Chris, but sadly, unless, our generation takes charge and we vote, obviously, I've seen you talk about this, the Charlie Kirk thing, like, they're killing people who resonate with us to try to slow us down. Yeah. Because I think the only people who fix this, and as crazy as this sounds, I feel like it's our generations, because I don't know who else is. Because I think we're the last chance. I think the kids after us are going to be too involved in the tech, and the kids everyone before us is too bought out.
Yeah.
Boomers and everybody. Yeah, just bought out. The money's already there. So the only people who are going to be left are the people who are in their 30s right now to try and right this ship. Because I don't think that the kids in their 20s now, early 20s, they're not. Yeah. Those kids are, sorry guys.
I just, that whole thing with, Charlie Kirk and everything, I never will say my political side, whatever on the internet, but regardless of what you believe, that kid dying over, I say kid, he was the same age as me.
But still, we're young adults.
Yeah. Him dying is a tragedy, and I'll stand on that till the day I die if I have to. But there's so many things that have led up to that too, and on the political standpoint too. I honestly don't think our votes matter at all.
Me either. Something called the Electoral College, where they only count electoral votes. And those seats are bought, and I did a whole paper on this in college. I've been trying to. I got an A. I've been trying to expose the government problem since I was in college, and then I quickly realized, maybe if I would have got a degree, I could have made more of an impact. But I quickly realized that this shit's not right. None
of it is.
No.
Every single seat in the House of Representatives, the Senate, whatever, it's all bought.
Yeah, if you've ever seen House of Cards, it's a pretty solid depiction.
And I don't know how deep you want to get it, but like, it all boils down to one group of people.
I mean, the Jews. We can call out the Jews.
Yeah,
and we can call out everyone. The whites.
I don't want to.
How about we just start by calling out everyone? We'll call out the Jews, the whites, the blacks, the Mexicans. That way, no one can be offended. That way, if we just cover the Chinese, this is everyone's fault.
It's so easy now to be labeled something.
So this is a little bit of, you gave me a layup to be as hateful as I wanted to any one group. You're you know whose fault this is? And I was like, he's really put me on the spot with who I want to hate. Like, like I was like, I can say any race right now. This is the Chinese fault. Like it's like, you know whose fault this is? I was like, this is my chance. Like I can blame any race.
But that's what I'm saying. Like when it comes to money, that's the group. You can boil it down to that group. When it comes to overreach in technology, you can blame the Chinese. When
it comes to slavery, you can blame the whites. You know,
can blame the whites. You can even blame black people for that because it originated in Africa.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
We're gonna stop there. I'm not gonna blame them for that. This podcast.
Well, I mean that's fine. That's what I'm saying. Like some of the things in my brain, I'm just like I don't want to say about.
No, I appreciate that. No, that's okay. No, you're right. No, and people, educated people know that the slaves did get sold.
Right.
They weren't just given away.
And I'm not saying like
it wasn't right of us to.
I just think everybody is at fault for everything.
Well, they are.
You know what I mean? We're all humans, and it's a problem with the human species, not general people.
Yeah, and we can also be the culprit for turning it back around. I think, and I think we can do that. And I think it's going to take our generation to lead the younger generations because I don't see them.
We're the last sensible one.
I don't see.
Putting it nicely, we're the last sensible.
I just don't see them leading us too far. I
I
think we gotta lead them.
We gotta help them. Like we kind of got led by our older generation,
of course.
And then now it's our turn to do the same thing.
Yes, and I don't know. I'm starting to wonder. Does that start when you're 30? I am trying to figure this out, and I was just thinking on my way here. I feel like life starts at 30.
Yeah,
that's what I figured out. Like,
I mean, there's got to be a reason you have to be 35 to hold any kind of political seat, right?
Yeah, I mean.
Maybe it does start at 35.
30. I mean, I feel like life starts at 30. Like, and I feel like everything before this, like, obviously, 1 to 10, you know nothing.
Right.
10 to 20, you still know nothing.
Okay.
And then, like, 20 to 30 is that.
20 to 30, you think you got it all figured out?
Well, 20 to 30 is that trial run of, like, trying to kind of testing that shit you learned 1 through 20 and, like, seeing what you can apply, what works for you, who you are.
Right.
And then, like, I feel like at 30, you're going to be like, all right, this is who I am.
this is exactly who I am. This is how I'm going to be, and if you don't like it.
Yeah, and I feel like that's what I mean by, like, life starts at 30. I feel like you don't have to panic if you don't really have it figured out too much.
Right.
And I don't feel too like, old to have started this podcast, or I really feel like I wouldn't even have had the content or the mindset to do it in a responsible way if I was younger than 30.
Oh, I would have been so ignorant if I started trying to like stream or do anything like this before 30.
Yeah. I mean,
I was an ignorant child.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah, I mean, I was a bad kid. I mean, sort of. I was an ornery kid.
I think us, quote unquote, bad kids are the ones that got it more figured out, though.
Yeah.
We learned the lessons earlier than everybody else.
Well, that's certainly a trend that happens is if you, if you're exposed to it. But it took me years, man. Like, and that's sort of what I was saying is like, when I tell you I didn't know, like, I was going to enjoy sobriety, I'm talking 3 weeks into, like, me not drinking. I was like, oh, like, I feel great.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, this 17 years of drinking, like, not, like, I was like, I feel amazing.
Yeah.
But I had no idea.
It's like a relief.
I didn't know I was going to feel good.
Yeah.
And there might be someone out listening who drinks every day right now.
That needs to know.
Yeah, stop for 3 weeks. You might be like, like I started in like taking in the small pleasures of life again, and it was just like I guess I was missing all that because it felt like I needed alcohol just to
function,
enjoy life.
Yeah,
you know.
Well, that's like just like I said, it's been probably 2 months or so ever since I heard you guys talk about that, and like I can notice small things. Like I have more energy through the day. I can comprehend things better. I can stay focused on conversations and stuff better. I mean, it all I feel like boiled down to stopping the drinking.
Well, that's good, man. That's good, and I'm proud of you. And keep that up for as long as you want to. Unless if there's an occasion that comes up and you want to let your hair down, go for it. But if in the meantime it's really good for you, stay away from drinking while playing games. The game should be enough. And I did get to that point where there was a time wasn't hitting the same for me though. I was just like, I was still wanting the booze real bad.
I get it, 100%.
But yeah, man, this has been great. I really appreciate you coming on. Did we touch on pretty much everything you wanted to?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I even got to slip in my little bit of a. Who knows what the outcome of this? What me saying this is going to be? But
I mean, yeah. What about the Jews?
Yeah.
Oh well. I mean, we can expand on that. I'm not even really scared to. I mean, if they take me out, they take me out. But have you seen that? You know that Nick Fuentes guy?
Yeah.
You know him?
Yeah.
He's pretty loud on him, huh?
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. He's
We're coming after him next, right?
Probably.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see that guy.
He's a little too much for me sometimes.
I agree.
Dude,
he was that not AI? He was just like blatantly racist.
Blatantly racist. I mean, saying the N-word and everything else, I
didn't know if that was real or not.
I don't think you should do that. But
I totally agree with you. I don't know if that was real or not. Somebody was.
I'm pretty sure it was real. Because he's said it before in videos where he's like, it's just a word. Like but it has a deeper meaning. And you know that. You know what I mean? And you still choose to say it.
Well, that's just his clout. I mean, I get that's that's jumping off the bridge for podcasting and views. If you want people to look, do something crazy. Yeah. And I get it. Maybe but I don't support those messages.
Right.
But he is sort of saying, I'm going to say whatever the fuck I want. And in a way, it's how can I support him doing something, but also not support the message that it's providing. Yeah. I support the aspect of his free speech, but I don't think he's necessarily saying the right things that he should.
Yeah, I still think you should have some level of respect
for others. Yes. You can, and why go targeted attacks at people, but rather not. I mean, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know what the Jews have definitely been behind, like Hollywood. There's a lot of dark things happening there.
I went down a rabbit hole deeper than I've ever been in before. And it was just, this makes sense now. This makes sense now. This makes sense. Like, even down to the Charlie Kirk thing.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
they took him.
I mean, I think they were behind it.
Yeah, they took him over there. That's where he met his wife. If you didn't know that.
So I've dipped my toe into some of these conspiracy theories, and I honestly don't know. So I'm not educated enough. I can just read the material.
We'll never actually know.
Yeah,
because we don't know them personally.
Yeah,
we don't know what happened.
And I hate to that if let's say on the side that she isn't a Jewish bot. Let's err on the side of caution and say she isn't affiliated. Right. Then how terrible for people to be saying that. But if she is, it's that's the struggle within the mainstream media. You don't know what to believe, and that's the type of stuff I was talking about earlier. It's
but what steers me away from not believing that is how devoted to Christianity she really is. Because you can tell. You can tell when someone is super religious, and that girl is super religious. And if she is that devout of a Christian, there's no way she would let something like that influence her. So, I don't know. But
there are these things, man. I hate to be this is the conspiracy in me. It's bad actors, man. Where it's that's exactly what she's got Dean and Chris wrapped around her. But that's how they get you. But no, truly though, man. And I agree. That's where it's I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt for that reason. It's I don't know either way, but if it is the latter and she is innocent and all this, how terrible. But if she's not, how evil.
Yeah.
And how deep is this evil stemming, man?
I think a lot of it
like
is,
that's where it becomes like,
it's like,
how sad of this all is true.
I think it boils down to us wanting to believe everybody is a good person. And like,
that's not necessarily the case.
it's not. And as bad as that sucks to know, I mean, you still want to believe it. But like you said, if that really was just bad acting, what a evil person.
yeah.
Evil person.
Yeah, it's like, and how do we get to the good in it all, man?
How do we
Like,
break it down?
Yeah, like how do we get to the get back to the good? And when did the good end, man? Like, talk about history and how much you like history. If we like think about, just what 100 years ago was 1925. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure when they started the central bank and everything started being controlled. But think about just, the old wild western times when we were going over here, forging our way. Things have been good for what? 1925, you think, we established. I'm thinking of like just our trek westward and colonizing America. Like, if you really think about the grand scheme of things, that wasn't all that long ago.
It wasn't.
Like,
But like 1925 though too, like that's like post World War One, pre World War 2 You're right in that middle. That was like Great Depression era, right? And that was probably such a different time.
It was just easy to jump back 100 years ago, and that's what I'm saying. What do you think was controlled then?
Right.
Like, who are these bad actors? Like, and you say Jewish money. When did this all come into play with the development of the central bank? Because I have seen some things on this where you go into like the guy who didn't quite make it on the Titanic. I'm sure you've heard this story.
Yeah.
Was it J.P. Morgan?
I think so.
Yeah, I mean the guy like
right at the last
second he just like, I don't think I'm gonna go on the Titanic. And then like all these other wealthy people die. It's like we don't know where this snowball in history really started, or we can't really pinpoint it either. Because our data is
not correct. It's just not correct.
Or skewed. Skewed would be the correct. We can't trust our data. So, and that's
how can we trust any?
Exactly. And that's where I start to like struggle with like, what does any of it matter? Like, and
back to my point where I don't really care about it.
As long as you got your daughters and you got your wife and you got your video games and
right here, dude. As long as this is good. Everything else is water under the bridge.
Well, see, I'm sort of on that same type of journey where as long as I have, a roof over my head, I don't even have to have a bunch of extra money in my pocket. Right. As long as the bills are paid, I got a roof over my head, I got my basketball, I got my car, I can like lift some weights, I can go do my podcast. And as you know, like right now, I'm not like full-fledged in the workforce. I'm just sort of making this my work and like writing my work, but as long as I am actively like doing stuff to make myself feel good about myself,
be the person you want to be.
Yeah, and interviewing and like making sure I'm meeting my own personal goals. I get that. As long as you have your peace of mind, you don't really need anything else. I don't need expensive things. I just want to be doing what I want to do.
That's what it boils down to.
And being as happy as I can be.
That's exactly what it is. There is no better peace than to come home from work. All my kids are sleeping. My wife's sleeping. And you kind of, like, when I come home, I'm like, this is great.
Yeah, being a great dad, man. And I have so many friends that are just phenomenal fathers. And I'm lucky. I really am lucky to have so many great people in my life. And it was really awesome sitting down and getting to talk with you today, man.
It was great.
I hope it was everything you wanted.
Oh yeah.
And I hope you're excited for it to get out there. You're gonna be the podcast this week. I'm gonna throw this together pretty quick.
Good to me. Yeah, this is a blast. I love doing stuff like this.
Yeah, and we can do it again. Like I said, if you want to come out my way, or you know what I mean. If you ever, I don't know what your situation is, but if you ever, want to bring the wife up to Columbus for a date night, I got a whole extra bedroom. Whatever you want to do, man. Like I said, if you ever get a kid-free weekend, I know you got in-laws, whatever I don't know how you guys handle that, but I'm here for you, man. I appreciate you being so close with Patrick growing up. I want to extend that my friendship to you too, because I know you were really important to him
Yeah.
And I know that because he has told me as much several times. So I want you to know that, and that's I'm always here for you, man. Anytime.
I'll always be right here too.
I appreciate you, man. It was great talking to you, and we're gonna talk again, okay?
Yeah.
All right,
Sounds good to me.
All right, brother. This was awesome. Thanks. We'll see you Wednesday.